Hello and welcome to Stationeers, everybody. Today the main focus will be constructing the station battery from the kit battery, and we will also be building the solar panels. I'm not talking the basic ones, the real ones. And we will be also changing a little bit of the cables infrastructure, because if we try to run too high of a voltage or current, what will happen is that the power will break especially from the solid generator towards the battery. So yeah, let's dive right in. So we begin right where we left off, and we do that by putting all the materials in the electronics printer and the pipe bender. And the idea is that we want to be constructing the kit battery. That thing is mighty important. So let's chuck in all the gold and all of the steel. And now let's quickly just check what is it that we have. Gold, copper, steel, silicon. Okay, I don't have iron. I might as well chunk that one in because, well, yeah. Okay, let's chunk the iron as well in. So now everything we have, it is within the electronics printer. Yeah, cool. Right, okie doke. Now let's check what we have to do. We're building the kit battery. That's the big one, not the battery charger, the big kit, bada boom kit battery. Gold, copper, steel. Yes. And look at this. It takes 20 grams of gold, 20 grams of copper, and a lot of steel. So this is an expensive bugger, but trust me, this one is a game changer. Once you create this, you will no longer have power outages as long as you don't go completely bananas, because this one will be keeping a lot of, electric voltage ready for you to use during the entire night. You can actually have lights, you can run the lights during the entire night, nobody will care, and it's really, really, really nice and really, really important. So that's why we're gonna be constructing two, but today we're gonna just go with one, because I would rather have one battery, and I want to print ultimately 1 to 2 additional good solar panels, because those will be generating more power and we can actually angle them towards the optimal angle, and then later on in the future episodes we can actually do automatic solar tracking and whatnot. Right, so the idea is, let me just grab my tool belt, and there we go. Kit battery. Oh my god, this is so slow. You know what? Maybe I should just, take this opportunity to empty out all of the shit that I have in these containers and make a little bit of ordering, so that everything is nice and dandy. Now, I'm not going to be sorting this. What I would really love is the ability for these things to auto sort, that I could, for example, enable auto sort on this thingy, but okay, it is what it is. Right, okay, that's one box less. So now I can just close it and I can deconstruct it. There we go, look at that. Look how much more space do we have. Alright, this one is actually kind of full, so let's see, portable generator package. I can actually... Are you printing still? Okay, you're done. Cool. Now, I just need to understand, I need welding torch, I need steel sheets. Okay, so to construct it, I need steel sheets, meaning that I do need some steel sheets to be printed, because right now we don't have any steel sheets. Yeah, I know, later on the steel sheets are a basic commodity, but right now steel sheets are the shit. So, yeah. Right, so let's go put in some steel in the auto lathe and just chunk it and be gone with it. So, steel sheets, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on autopilot while I can actually disassemble this. Now I no longer need it. What I do need is to take portable generator package. Can I actually pick up the package? Okay, I can unpack it, but I cannot pick it up. Interesting enough. Right, okay doke. Now let me just quickly check. Is there... Okay, whoa, what's that? That's a large chunky boy. Power connector. Power connector? What's that for? I wonder. Oh boy, look at that. Oh boy. Let's pick up some steel sheets. Yeah, that's 10 steel sheets. I think I'm gonna take a couple more. I mean, right now we don't have the large need for the steel sheets, but we're gonna be needing them later on, so might as well have them. They're really like iron sheets, but more useful. Okay, station battery, welding torch. I need the wrench to deconstruct this thing. Cool. Now, the kit battery, we're going to be placing that one in my inventory. Hold on. There we go. Hit it. And what it is that I don't need? Iron frames that I don't need. Plastic sheets I might need. The pipes I'm probably not going to need. And, yeah. I'm just trying to see. Okay, my hydration is low, so I'm gonna once again open helmet. I'm gonna eat the cereal bar. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm going through these water bottles at quite the alarming rate. I'm gonna need to refill them soon. I mean, we do have the whole water tank, so percent it's not really a big deal. But I was hoping to take care of the entire water system in one go. You know, the ice crusher and everything, the works. So that's kind of my ambition. Right. Okie doke. Now, what I intend is to cycle to airlock, and I think I should be probably... I closed my helmet, I have everything ready, now let's go out. And the morning has broken. This is beautiful. That means we can actually start building the solar... no, the kit battery, yes. I'm going to be placing it on this side because I do want to be lining the kit batteries here. So this long term is not a place to be used for the solar panels. This is just a temporary storage. Okay, let's just move this bad boy. Hold on. Come on. There we go. And the kit battery is going to go here. So here I'm going to be keeping more of the batteries just so that they're in the right place. But for the time being, I'm going to be happy with just one. So let's turn it the other way around. Can I just... Yeah, I doesn't want to be turning because there is a plug on that other side. Okay. I get it. Okay, shall I place it like that? Yeah, I think that would work. Okay, let's go once again. Where I should be putting the battery. I'm actually thinking I might deconstruct these cables and then place the battery because this is not the optimal placement. Yeah. Okay, tell you what, where are my pliers? Pliers, there we go, come on, yes, I can talk. There we go, pliers, yes. And then we need to be deconstructing those, but yeah, I have this small kit solar panel. If I place it on top, let me see, can I place this here on top? Yes, I can, and it will be generating additional power. I failed to see the downside. Let's place it right about here. And we're gonna be rotating it. No, we put the one that is just flat down because I need to save on my cables. So, yeah, the sun is going on that side, so it's hardly like a big benefit for me to putting the angled ones. There we go. Cool. Now let's place the glass sheet. That actually, the main reason for that, you might be surprised, is to secure that I have enough space in my inventory. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Now... By the way, guys, I did get some comments that I tend to go on the tangent. Yes, this is one of them. I was planning to put in the battery, but then again, I have too many shit in my inventory, and I do really need to be placing and replacing this cableage. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Right. And I'm probably gonna need to put in the second cable down there. So if I just disconnect this guy... I disconnect this guy. Yeah, I just connected it. I know. And replace it with the real one, the turned one. There we go. Then I can actually go here and I can take this cable and I can place it downwards so that it actually... Come on, not here, but... Yeah, like this. And then it goes down and then it's gonna be connecting everything, including that battery. So those two solar panels will be charging that battery, which means that this cable can actually go bye-bye, the way of the dodo. We just have to remember that this cable junction is going also connecting to the power down. So rather than here, I needed to turn it someplace else. So let's just disconnect this, and now cable junction, you go forward, yes, and then you turn that way. Cool. Right, and now we have everything. Sweet. There we go, beautiful. Alright, so time to place the battery. So battery is gonna go this way, with the input being on the other side, output being right here. Let's plug it here. Exactly, this is the perfect place, because it will allow me to construct multiple batteries, just daisy chain them essentially. And then later on we can actually even display the voltage, the current, and all the other stuff. So let's construct this. There we go, beautiful. And then I think I need a wrench, or no, screwdriver. Yeah, all right. I don't need any metal sheets, I just need a screwdriver. Screwdriver, construct. There we go. That's the battery. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we turn the battery on and we are gonna connect the cable straight in. There we go. And straight in. Okay, so the battery should start charging as indicated. Yes. And I'm thinking I want to be really consistent, which means I'm gonna need a lot of cable coil, because I want to be connecting cables here on the back end all the way from the solar panels, which means I'm gonna need to rotate the panels and all that jazz. Oh, that's gonna be mighty fun. I mean, it's a temporary replacement for the solar panel, so I'm not really overly concerned, but then again, you know, when you do it, you might as well do it right. Where are my pliers? There we go. Place it. So we can actually deconstruct these two, and we can just rotate them 90 degrees. Where is my tool? There we go. Okie doke. Let me just place... Yes. Right. Tool. There we go. Deconstructing, and then they need to be placed on the other side. Cables be damned and all. Solar panel, and I'm used to just pressing C, but it always wants to connect, and that's my main problem. So if I just manage to... There we go. Come on. Deconstruct everything. Yes. There we go. Beautiful. Now it will no longer snap. So now if I place the solar panel, now it will go just fine. There we go. Come on, give me the solar panel, will ya? Place it. Rotate. Perfect. That's one solar panel, and then we rotate the other. Yes. I don't need it to be beautiful, I just need it to work. There we go. That's two solar panels. Let me just now take the pliers, splice the cable in, shall we? There we go. That's one, and then there's two. Beautiful. So those, we have now 4 solar panels charging this battery. Awesome. Right. So what we need in addition is to have this little one, this power generator, charging this battery, because if it push comes to shove, we're gonna need some sort of electricity being generated over there. And yes, I know, as stupid as it sounds, because this is in post-production recording me, so I did forget the one crucial detail. And among you sharp-eyed, let me know, what did I forget? Alright, come on, cable coil, beautiful. There we go. So, cable straight, everything is connected, and our base is hunky-dory. See? Told you. The base is being charged, the sun is low on the horizon, meaning these solar panels are generating diddly squat of the energy. Yes, I know. Generating 0 watts. Yes. Imagine that. Generating 0 watts. Health and everything. Beautiful. That means they're doing exactly nothing. And this one is just here for show. Also, it's being charged, but it's not being discharged, which is kind of funny enough. So that means we have been the whole day without any power. That's beautiful, right? So yeah, let me just take a cable, connect these, and hopefully now we're gonna have some electricity. Yeah, okay, fine. Alright, so with that being said, I'm thinking I'm gonna go a little bit of mining, because the night is coming and we might be low on energy, and I really do want to recharge this battery, you know, properly. So what I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna just go and mine a little bit of coal. As soon as I find a suitable mining spot. That's oxides. I could use some coal. Come on, talk to me. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, perfect. So let's see, lander is at 313. Okay, I'm just checking what's the vector to my base, so that if the darkness comes and I don't know where to go, I just point into the direction of 313 and then I continue. I think half a stack up to a full stack of coal should be more than enough to completely recharge the battery. There we go. Okay, it's basically 313, so 334. Perfect. There we go. The lander is there. And that means that the base should be just a little bit to the left. And the best thing you can do is obviously meander willy-nilly. There we go. There's the capsule. There's the base. Awesome. So, now we just chunk in this coal. Oh, we had some coal already, 21. You know, that's not a problem. Let's just chunk it in. Do we have 50? Yeah, we have 50. Okay, let's press it and look. It's gonna be generating power. Yay! Awesome, right? Look. And then the charging stopped. So, the smart among you, let me know why did it happen. I know, and I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna show you. See this power cable? It broke. Why did it break? Yeah, I should probably close off the generator because it's powering exactly nothing. The battery can take an insane amount of, you know, voltage or current. The problem is that we had too many amps on that cable, which has resulted in the random break of that cable. So the point is, and the way how you solve it, you need a better cable. You need the heavy cable. Heavy cable will endure pretty much anything you can throw at it. So, and then some. So what we need is basically to replace all the cables that I have lovingly just posted with the heavy cables. And we're gonna need a metric crap ton of gold, copper, and everything else. Yeah, fun, right? Okay, this is gonna be helping no one. However, I figured I just replace the wire when the day comes that the batteries do charge a little bit. Okay, time to go in and avert the second power crisis of this day. Speaking of which, let's just get rid of the waste tank. There we go. Repowered, let's just put it back. There we go, suit is fine and everything is working just perfectly. Close the lid on the dynamic crate. That's interesting. Dynamic crate? Is there like a static crate? Interesting. Okay, yeah, cancel the pressure, the depressurization. And let's see, so we're gonna be picking up all the materials, shove them back inside the electronics printer. I know, there we go. Now, what do we have? Now, what we want to be putting is the cable coil heavy. Yes, imagine that. So now we're gonna be printing a lot of it. So that means, and I mean by a lot, we need to replace all the external wirings going from the solar panel to the battery and everything. In theory, you don't need to do that. However, if you want to be absolutely sure that nothing is gonna blow, you have to. So, I'd rather actually do it once and then completely forget about it. So let's just put in all the stuff that we have in the cupboard, and we're gonna be disassembling this crate. There we go, beautiful. Look at that, we have already way more room in the... Yeah, okie doke, just move it to the left, yes. There we go. I think the first crisis is gonna come due to the lack of water. We do still have a big water tank that we can connect and then use, so that's the plan. And that's the reason why I'm not in the rush to set up the water production. I mean, if this was a brutal playthrough, trust me, I would be panic mode already connecting the water and everything. But since it's not that urgent, I figure just, you know, just might as well do a little bit of, you know, proper hand holding and doing stuff, yeah. I will definitely be expanding the base width by 1 or maybe even by 2. Assuming that I have enough components, I might actually go 1 left and 1 right just to make sure that I have plenty of room inside for the future hydroponics, kitchen, all that kind of jazz. screwdriver and printer electronic mod cable coil heavy. There we go. How many do we have? We have 17. That might still not be enough. Let it print a few more. So what else do we have? Battery. Okay, it's not here, so I'm guessing that the big battery should be done in the main electronics printer, because that's the most useful device ever. Right, how many do I have? I should have 20. That should probably be enough. Maybe take 22, 23, just to make sure that we have all the cable coil that we need. I think that should be enough, right? So let's go pick up. That's 26 cable coil. I mean, if that's not enough, I don't know what is. What else could we print? We could print one battery, maybe? Battery cell large. I would really like to have additional one, because that actually gives me the flexibility to change the battery, swap, have always one on the charger charging, because it's kind of important to have them. So yeah. Right, what do we have? And it actually takes a little bit of gold, copper and steel, so it's not that costly, but it's still... And what happened? It died. Why? Because this battery ran out of power. Oh boy, you don't say. So see, this is the reason why I wanted to have an additional battery on the charge. Yeah. Do we have I think, yeah, battery cell small. We have one here. Portable air conditioner, there we go, battery cells more, and insulated canister package. We're just gonna be putting insulated canister here, portable air conditioner, and battery cell small. There we go. I'm gonna be putting the battery cell small in the device. We repowered it, and this one will be disconnected because we don't want it to get completely deplete the battery. So now the idea is to replace the cabling, and then we should be able to run the power generator, because that's the whole reason why I'm actually doing this. Sometimes you may ask me that my priorities don't seem in order. As you can tell, power is still an issue, and it's an issue because, well, our batteries are not being recharged enough. They will be eventually, but maybe I should be putting more solar panels at an angle. That's something good that I'm willing to revisit a little bit later on. So we're gonna need to cut through a lot of cable coil, so we're gonna be first cutting through that. Okay, let's disconnect everything. And now it's nighttime, nothing is being produced, nothing is being consumed, so might as well just undo everything that we did thus far, you know. I hate myself, yeah, I know. Right, okay, so if we disconnect everything here, then I can actually go down and disconnect all the cablings that we have. And we're gonna be rebuilding everything. Now, the most important and critical part is to use the cable coil, the heavy, and to connect this one up. There we go. And connect it all the way to the battery, because if that one can actually recharge the battery, we're golden. In the process, I'm gonna make sure that I connect everything else. So yeah, that's why I printed so much cable coil. So come on, let's go. Straight one. There we go. Rotate, and then we go. So it's, I mean, putting all of these cables is kind of easy. It's not really a big deal. You just have to go a little bit and be willing to put in the right block. It's almost like Minecrafty. Honestly, I do prefer when it comes to cabling the way how it's implemented in Occupy Mars the game, because there you can actually just take a cable and drag it, but you don't have these junction boxes. So that's like an advantage of this guy. Right, okie doke. We're coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, and if I build this one, I have no more cables. Beautiful. However, if I deconstruct this one, and then I take and make 2 circles, then it will work. So like that and like that. So at least some power will be coming to the battery. And yes, I should be printing more heavy cable coil, but at least now I can actually turn this damn thing on, and look, battery is being charged. Yay! Finally. So yeah, from that perspective, I think that will temporarily solve the battery power crisis, and things will actually be easier from now on. However, using the power generator to generate power is really not that sustainable, so I would much rather have the solar panels. So yeah, we're gonna go that way, and we're gonna make sure that the batteries are properly primed. There we go, look at it. It's generating way more and more power. That's definitely beneficial. Oh, and we already have 3 dots. Beautiful. In the long run, we want to have multiple station batteries connected here, but since we now at the moment we don't have that many devices turned on and not many things that are consuming power at the moment, that means that we can actually live on 1 battery until things get a little bit toasty warm. So there we go, look at that, it's being charged, and hopefully I can turn this thing off, and now I can just take that lump of coal and I'm gonna shove it, you know where? Yeah, I bet you know. There we go. It's actually quite a lot of coal inside still, 34 coal. I might as well actually put it in, because I'm always worried if the storm comes, will it blow the coal out of here or not? Cool. Now, I think the next order of business, I would actually want to have better solar panels, because, okay, those solar panels are gonna get charged, but they're gonna be charged the right way. Okay, cycle in, and let's do this. So, what are we gonna build? Battery cell large. I think I already have one, so maybe I would want another one. It would make sense. Then if I have 2 battery cells, then I mean I can always swap batteries where needed. One would be for my lamp and another one would be for my suit. You see how beneficial it is to have the lamp on my back? We'll no longer have to worry about lights or anything. Whether it's day or night, we're just going outside and we're totally, you know, and utterly prepared for this. There we go. Everything is being charged. Beautiful. So what we're gonna do, let's see, can we do solar panels now? So kit solar panel, and I think we have for a total of at least 2 or maybe even 3. Yeah, we could actually totally do 3. I think I'm gonna go with 2. So hit it, Ike. Oh, and then it's another one of those things that takes forever. Ah, the bane of my existence. Oh, speaking of that, our air tank is getting kinda low. So that's something that we should be also thinking about. Food and vitals are also on the lowish side. The sun is going up. I'm really curious to see how big how accurate is my power production and consumption and the battery charge. I mean, in the previous series, I have actually was able to build this, and I had like a display telling me, okay, your current generation is this much, your current consumption is this much, and then your battery percentage is this much. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have that in this base, but it's gonna take a little bit while until we get all of these things in place. Okay, that's 1 solar panel. I want to be building 2 at least. Once placed, it needs glass sheets for the upgrade. Okay, glass sheets I have. So I think if we place 2 of them, that should hopefully, and I want to turn them towards the optimal angle. Right now they're gonna be statically placed to just make sure that they generate enough power, but then later on we can actually do a lot more. And through the power of video editing, I was able to just go out, so no worries. Perfect. Now let's print a little bit more heavy cable coil. So heavy cable coil, we do need quite a lot of them, and then we're gonna be connecting them. Perfect. Let's... Oh, my air reserve is quite low, and my food and water need more upgrade. Okay, let's just go first take the air tank, refill it. There we go, beautiful. That's done, and then let's go and make sure to maybe eat and drink while you're printing the cable coils like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of those. I remember in my previous playthrough I had like triple stacks of cable coils, so I had like 50. I also don't like the fact that all of these machines are just, you know, just printing stuff, so I do want to eventually build the stacker. This is a device that actually takes all of these things that you're doing, it stacks them together and just spits out a full stack of it. That machine is actually a game changer when it comes to construction, but it does require my machines to be placed a little bit differently. So that's the reason why I'm not doing that right now. The moment we do the base expansion, we will be placing them differently, and then they will be, for sure, doing a lot more. Now, having said that, good. We have taken all of the possible cable coil, heavy, and we're gonna be stacking it up, and let's go and build... We're gonna replace top solar panels, the two that we have, with the better ones. But first off, let's just close this. Cycle interior. Yeah, look at those. Batteries are getting charged. Everything is beautiful. Sun is shining. And the main battery is slowly depleting because it's not being charged properly, you know? That's the problem. Exactly. So two of the solar panels that are sitting on top are actually producing exactly nothing. So yeah, cable coil. Where are my pliers? There we go, and let's just disconnect this thing. It's serving exactly nobody, so yeah. Cable coil, there we go, beautiful. Now let's take these two solar panels. They're not particularly useful at this time. Right, so there we go, take it. And then I need to make sure that I deconstruct these two, and then I need to be taking this into my hand. Where is my wrench? There we go, 1, 2. Perfect. And then I'm going to be placing the real solar panels, the big ones. These small ones are going to go the way of the dodo. Yeah, oh, look at that. And we already have shower issues. Hygiene, yeah. I mean, this is a game where you have to shower. Beautiful. Love it. Alright, solar panels. Cool. Those are built, so now we need to hook them up. There we go. Let's connect those. 1, 2... I just hope that I printed enough cable coil, otherwise it's gonna be really funny. 3, 4, okie doke. Now let's go down and connect those two. Once those two are connected, we're gonna have plenty of electricity at our hands, so that's definitely gonna be a boon. Come on, talk to me. There we go. That's the cable I'm looking for. 2, 3, 4, rotate, 5, and then straight 6. There we go. Awesome. So now I should expect that those two solar panels are charging. Look at that, generating 0 watts. Seriously? That's terrible. What I do want is to take those two solar panels and then rotate them slightly. So that's the reason why nothing is charging. Because those two solar panels are generating exactly nothing. However, the top two are also not generating at the moment because, well, yeah, take a look. Generating 0 because they're pointing straight up. However, if we take the wrench and we point them downwards, look at that. Generating 0, sure. Angle them further down, and then we're gonna be rotating them, well, wrong way. And take a look. 34 watts efficiency. 20, 30, there we go, look at that. I mean, it's not a lot, but 134 watts is actually quite enough. So we just angle them down and then rotate them. For the time being, they're gonna be permanently placed at this angle, or at least until the next or the episode after, where I do intend to create some sort of automatic solar tracking, because then those two panels will be tracking the sun and we'll have no problems whatsoever to get everything ready. Cool. All right. So yeah, that from that perspective, that was a really useful day. However, we've created one solar panels and then the second. Current hygiene is on. We need to shower. Yeah, and we need to go eat and drink. Now we'd have a place for additional 2 solar panels, but we're gonna just kick in the power generator to make sure that it fully recharges so that we don't run out of electricity in the night while we're building. Yeah. Once this is recharged, then basically our battery should be fine and we should have no longer any problems maintaining things throughout the night. Oh, and look at that. It's actually consumed all of the coal. Huh, do I have any more coal? I don't think so. Do I? Probably not. Okay, let's go in and we're gonna be inside, and I think, guys, I'm pretty happy where we got this far, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next episode. Till then, let's enjoy this electricity. GrunfWorks out.